My 24 male wife 24 female told me she might cheat on me if I don't give her enough time attention once I finish nursing school and start working. She told me this after hearing from someone that nurses are frequently taken advantage of due of their long shifts and inability to spend enough time with their spouses, among other things. I'm currently enrolled in nursing school, and despite the fact that I manage my schoolwork and personal life rather well, I definitely don't spend as much time with her as I should, and I don't always feel supported by her. She despises the fact that I attend a school because it diverts my attention away from her. She expects to be the center of my attention at all times and becomes irritated when I do anything that does not involve her. She is a tough person to work with because she holds irrational beliefs, which are sadly reinforced by her parents, who do not believe she has done anything wrong in her life. She has low self-esteem and is constantly monitoring my phone, location, and other such information because of previous relationships she has had. I never look at her phone or have any suspicions that she is having an affair with someone else. She also has a short fuse and loses her cool frequently, which results in clashes and arguments with others. Things have improved significantly from where we started, most likely as a result of my tendency to be a patient person. However, this comment she made really got to me. I asked her if she was serious, and she simply replied, "Who knows? Anything can happen. That's why I always tell you to give me time and attention." Despite the fact that we've had a lot of issues in the past, I believe we've been doing better than ever as of late, which is why this comment she made truly baffled me. Was I supposed to take that as a compliment? I understand that there are many more reasons for me to leave her than there are for me to remain with her, but I truly care about her and would like to put up the effort necessary to make it work, rather than take the easy way out. Edit. I've received so many responses on my post. Thank you all for your suggestions. I'm aware of what needs to be done. I've known it for some time. I'm aware that I've endured more than anyone else would have, but it's just so difficult for me. I'm not sure what I'm frightened of. I guess my greatest concern is that I will come to regret my decision to leave her. I am terrified of missing her and wanting her back, and I am perhaps even more afraid of being by myself. Aside from that, I don't want to injure her. No matter what she's done or said to me, I would never want to hurt her or anybody else, for that matter. The only thing that is holding me back is fear. I've had to end toxic relationships in the past and move on, but it's still difficult to do so. After my brother passed away, which I took particularly hard, even though my mother was unsupportive and made some inappropriate remarks about the circumstances, I didn't want to be alone during those difficult moments. I believe his passing has had a significant impact on me, and I truly don't want to be alone anymore, but I'm at a loss for what to do. The only thing I can see that might be able to rescue this marriage is marriage counseling and individual counseling. After that, I will be able to say, I tried everything, and the situation will be officially over. It was a pleasure reading about everyone's experiences and suggestions. Believe it or not, I read through them all and gleaned something from each and every one of them. I'll take care of whatever needs to be done. Story number 2. My cheating ex, a 27-year-old man, contacted me, a 28-year-old female, while his AP is pregnant once more. Backstory: until he strayed and became pregnant with his current partner, the app, last year, which was the primary reason he confessed to cheating. We were together for 5 years, a big period of my 20s. Despite my demand that I stay, he dumped me 2 weeks later and gave his mother permission to publicly announce his pregnancy on social media. I was devastated. I'd even helped him with some expenses and a CV for the next approximately 6 months, during which we went on a trip together and kept up our strong ties. It was only when he and his mother attempted to gaslight me into believing that I was a homewrecker in order to appease the AP that I shut him off from the conversation. They began dating almost immediately after the birth of the child and eventually moved in with him and his family. Everybody, including myself, knew about it because his mother made sure we all knew about it. It was his understanding that they were still together and lived about 10 minutes away from me, but he did mention whether or not they were still dating at the time. My ex-boyfriend had attempted to contact me by email once before, but I had ignored him. P.S. At the time, I was experiencing a great deal of anguish, denial, and shock, and as a result, I made a number of stupid judgments until I cut him off. It required the intervention of a former friend for me to finally recognize him for what he truly is, a liar and a cheat, and to be able to move past the situation. Unfortunately, he vanished just a few days before my ex-boyfriend attempted to contact me again. My ex-boyfriend sent me a text message. The SMS came from an unknown number, and I was completely unaware that it was him. He dropped a hint in a text, and it was then that I realized what he was talking about. Initially, when I inquired as to the reason for his texting me, he stated that he had no explanation. Following many days of catching up with each other and making arrangements to get together for a drink, the truth was revealed. "I'm sorry if this is toxic," he said abruptly, having forgiven himself for the vulgarity. "But I'd like you to think about it one more time," sincere offered, he said. This was only one among a slew of messages that were sent. As a substitute for answering, I either ignored them or shifted the conversation back to our meeting for a drink later that evening. I went to meet with him once before the new year in order for him to see how fantastic I look and for me to confront him about his current relationship before the new year. I went to meet with him once before the new year in order for him to see how fantastic I look and for me to confront him about his current relationship before the new year app. Despite the fact that I was aware that she was pregnant once more, I was not confident that it was his child. His mother would have already announced it from the highest summits of the Alps, and his message to me sparked my interest even more, so I decided to investigate further. We were unable to get together. When the scheduled appointment time arrived, he failed to appear and texted me hours later to postpone the meeting. I didn't pay attention to what he was saying. Then he texted to tell us that he had gone out and purchased some refreshments for us to enjoy. The only thing I wanted was a drink from my favorite place, so I told him that's all I wanted. "You've got me," he stated. The following day, he sent me a Christmas card and wished me a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Everything ended when I stated the same thing as everyone else. His social media sites today revealed that he had made a promise to a friend that he would pay them a visit after insert baby name came in order to confirm that it was indeed his child. My personal opinions on the subject. Mercifully, I have no personal or professional connections to him, and I would never consider sleeping with him in the future. Fortunately, I was not pregnant or infected with a sexually transmitted disease, and I would never put myself in danger of becoming pregnant, contracting a sexually transmitted disease, or facing the shame that would result from having slept with him again. Despite the fact that I have no affection for his AP/mother, I would never treat her or their child in such a disrespectful manner. "You should treat others the way you would like to be treated," is something I passionately believe. Despite the fact that I shouldn't, I have a certain amount of sympathy for my ex-girlfriend. I'm still not convinced that he is certain that the child is his own. They are both deserving of one another's affection. He's a self-centered individual with little regard for others. The difference between his low opinion of me and his great regard for himself was that he believed he could make an offer and expect me to take it. This makes me laugh, but it also causes me to reflect on how much I have undervalued myself in the past. I've grown a lot as a person, and it feels wonderful to be free of longing for my former partner. It didn't matter how terrible things were at times. I was head over heels in love with someone for 5 years. In the 3 months following the termination of my relationship with him, I began dating and eventually fell in love with an old friend of mine. He treated me as if I were a princess, which was completely inappropriate. Unfortunately, he abandoned me before my ex-boyfriend was able to get in touch with me, but he was quite helpful, so I do not regret it. I'm only concerned with making sure that I give myself the love and care that I deserve at this point. It is necessary for me to be able to find true/healthy love one day and have a lovely family. My ex-girlfriend has been blessed and expelled from the country. Thanks for watching my video. Make sure to like and subscribe for more Reddit stories.